Welcome to a playoff edition of Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman, hanging out in downtown Quincy in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio, and it has been a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. The sun was shining, the wind died down, the temperature was perfect, and we had playoff football. All across this great state of Illinois, we had playoff action Friday night in the Show Me State, the great state of Missouri, and what a weekend it's been. You know, we can't wait to get to all the details and all the scores and all the highlights. But I got to say, we had fans everywhere show up in droves for all these games. We had places that really embraced the playoff culture and the playoff atmospheres, and it was great to see. I got to spend time at 3 different locales today, checking out football, which was a blast. And Quincy was a mecca for football today, which was really cool, because you had both Quincy High School and Quincy Notre Dame playing host to first-round playoff games. And then you had Quincy University with its final home game of the regular season taking on William Jewell in the GLVC. So you had 3 football games going on simultaneously within the Gym City, along with Camp Point Central playing host to Nokomis in a first-round Class 1A playoff game. So Adams County was bopping today with football. Which was great to see. Great to see these communities rally behind their student athletes and really get after it and show support across the board. In fact, I believe it was before 8 a.m. today, people were already setting up chairs along the north end zone at Advanced Physical Therapy Field at Quincy Notre Dame. You had people putting blankets on bleachers. Same thing was taking place at Quincy High School early. I'm sure it took place out at Camp Point Central. I know the tailgaters were out in force at Quincy University early today. Everything got kicked off by 2 o'clock, and so people were out in droves early to celebrate a great day of football, and it's not over. Here's the kicker in this. We had a great day today. We get another great weekend of football next weekend because we had a bunch of teams win today. In fact, 4 of the 6 Muddy River Sports area teams won their first-round playoff game today, including one who pulled an upset. We'll get to all that. Let's get through some scores, get you caught up on what's going on with our area schools. And then I also want to run through the brackets and the scores for the classifications that involve each of our area teams. But let's get started right here in the Gym City today. Quincy High School, 2nd seed in the Class 7A bracket, 32-team bracket, takes down Summit Argo 49-7. Quincy High School quarterback Braden Little sets a Class 7A playoff record with 6 touchdown passes. That also ties the school record for single-game touchdown passes. He also eclipsed the 10,000-yard mark in passing for his career. He is number 2 in almost every career category passing-wise in Illinois High School Association history, and with a chance to climb even higher. He's got a chance to become number 1 on some lists, depending on how deep into the postseason the Blue Devils go. We know they are headed to round 2. We know who their opponent will be. And it's a familiar foe and a familiar name and a familiar matchup because it's Moline, Western Big Six Conference rival, coming to Quincy next weekend. We're unsure on time and date yet. We're still working on that to find out when they're going to play. Rick Little, the Quincy High School coach, will be joining us later this hour. He may have an update for us, so we'll see on that. But Quincy High School, 49-7 over Summit Argo to kick off the Class 7A playoffs. Across town at Advanced Physical Therapy Field in the Class 2A first round, Quincy Notre Dame returns the opening kickoff 81 yards. Oliver Triplett down the left sideline for a touchdown. 12 seconds into the game, the Raiders have the lead and never looked back. 49-6 over Flora. The Raiders are rolling. They've won 9 games in a row since that season opening loss to Quincy High School. I'm telling you, they may be the team to beat in Class 2A. We'll get to some other scores later in Class 2A with a couple of very, very good teams. But don't turn your back on Quincy Notre Dame. Quincy Notre Dame could be a team playing Thanksgiving weekend at Hancock Stadium on the ISU campus. Again, 49-6 today, big defensive day. Taylon Scott, senior linebacker, 19 tackles. I think 9 tackles for loss, a sack, a forced fumble. Just everywhere on the field today. Might be a candidate for Starry Star of the Night. We'll wait till hour number 2 to decide that. Again, Quincy Notre Dame, 49-6 over Flora in Class 2A. Also in Class 2A tonight, Illini West sees its season end with a 6-4 record after a 53-16 loss to Chicago Christian in Palos Heights. The Chargers were on the road today, fell behind early, and could never catch up. Again, 6-4 record. The Chargers had won 6 games in a row to get into the playoffs, their first playoff appearance since 2018. So a great way to end their season as far as the run they went on, and then a tough first-round draw here in the playoffs. 53-16, Chicago Christian knocks out the Chargers. In Class 1A, Camp Point Central opens its title defense of its state championship with a 34-6 victory over Nokomis. And it sounds like, from what I was reading from Steve Einiger, and you'll be able to read his whole story here later tonight and as always tomorrow at MuddyRiverSports.com, that they went to the air a little bit today. So Elijah Gennebacher made the move. You can check out his interview, Shuck on a Truck Style, on our website right now. And we talked about his move earlier in the season from running back to quarterback. It's funny to see a quarterback wearing number 33 and a guy who plays middle linebacker, but he gets the job done. And today it sounded like he had a real connection with Nate Peters, and the two of them hooked up in the passing game several times. So again, if you think you're going to beat Camp Point Central because they can't throw the ball, you're wrong. If you think that if you force them to run the ball, you're going to beat them, you're wrong, because they have a ton of weapons offensively. I don't know who's going to beat them, but it's going to take somebody awfully special to keep them from getting back to Hancock Stadium come Thanksgiving weekend. Again, this is a team that's been there 2 years in a row and could make it 3 in a row, depending on how they go. 34-6, Camp Point Central over Nokomis. Now to the game that was the upset on the schedule. Brown County beats Greenfield Northwestern 18-16. Greenfield Northwestern, obviously the higher seeded team, had finished the regular season tied with Calhoun for the top spot in the WIVC South. Had beat Brown County 6-0 in the season opener. And Brown County gets a late touchdown pass from Vince Little, and they rally. They rally and pull off an 18-16 victory to stay alive. They go on the road, win a first-round playoff matchup in a hostile environment, and the reward is they get to come home. The Hornets will be at home next Saturday, taking on Casey Westfield. So we're going to at least have, I believe we'll have 4 home games in our area next week, with Quincy High School, Quincy Notre Dame, Camp Point Central, and Brown County all playing at home. We still don't know game times for everybody. It looks like 3 of them will play on Saturday. Quincy Notre Dame, Camp Point Central, and Brown County will be Saturday games. I know Notre Dame, which is taking on Arthur Lovington, and then 2 other names on the back of that. It's 4 communities, all lots of hyphens in the Arthur Lovington name. So, but that's who's coming here next week. Last year, Quincy Notre Dame opened at Arthur, went and picked up a win on the road as a 4-5 team. This year, Arthur comes here in round 2. That'll be at 2:00 next Saturday at Advanced Physical Therapy Field. So we'll find out some more game times and stuff as we move forward tonight. We'll get some updates. We got all the coaches lined up to join us. Hopefully everybody can get on the United Systems hotline and take advantage of having the opportunity to chat with us about their games, their seasons, and what lies ahead. One coach who we won't have the opportunity to talk to tonight will be Tanner Horrell of Macomb. The Bombers cannot figure out the Murfreesboro Hex. Murfreesboro comes to Macomb, wins 56-33 in the first round of the Class 4A playoffs. That's 3 times in the last 4 years the Bombers have played the Red Devils, and the Red Devils have won all 3. Twice now in Macomb, once in Murfreesboro. Macomb's got to figure it out. Macomb's got to figure out how to get past Murfreesboro to get deeper into the playoffs. This is twice they've suffered first-round losses. 2 years ago, they suffered a second-round loss. And Macomb opened with a victory over Quincy Notre Dame. Then Murfreesboro came to Macomb and won that second-round matchup. This time it's a first-round Class 4A matchup. Murfreesboro, 56-33 over Macomb. Again, our 6 area teams that were still alive, 6 teams from our Muddy River Sports coverage area, 4 pickup wins today, 2 see their seasons end. Illini West finishes with a 6-4 record. Macomb finishes with a 7-3 record. And the other 4 move on to the round 2, and we'll be at home next weekend. We're going to try to update you as best we can throughout this show and by the end of the time. So Again, lots to talk about. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to delve into the playoff brackets a little bit here in Illinois. Give you an idea of who might be lying ahead to take on our area teams. And then we'll jump on the United Systems hotline as well. We got coaches lined up to chat with us throughout the next hour. So stick with us. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Well, it's finally starting to feel like fall. Well, today, but maybe not tomorrow. But if you need something for the season, whether it's clothing, maybe some heaters, hunting gear, outdoor power equipment, or snacks for you and the pets, it's on sale now through October 27th. That's right, you can get 25% off all Wrangler Retro men's and women's jeans. Or you can get $8 off total savings on 40-pound bags of Heartland Harvest dog food. Get this padded swivel blind chair for under $50. And buy a select DeWalt outdoor power tool and get a free battery plus a $20 gift card. And no matter what space you have, we have a heater for you that's on sale.
Hey, grab me one too.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships is the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Your policy's updated.
Because we know your house is where their dreams begin.
Impressive.
Thanks, Caleb.
And our agents are here to help you feel protected, so your family can pursue their dreams. Bundle life and save up to 25% on home and auto. American Family Insurance.
The Smart Start Transfer Career Academy lets you get your associate's degree early, starting in high school.
I graduated my associate's degree on Friday, 2 days before I graduated high school on Sunday.
It allowed me to get way, way ahead.
Having my prerequisites done is going to help me a lot, as I will get to start a year earlier than I would have without it.
It's really easy to make good connections with people that actually care about you. They helped me plan things out in a way that I definitely wouldn't have been able to do on my own. It made it really easy for me.
If you've been in a motor vehicle accident, contact McCleary Law.
There was nowhere to go. We were on a bridge.
All of a sudden, a guy started going over in our lane and hit us head on.
I couldn't even breathe. It was just unbelievable that it even happened.
We needed to get a hold of an attorney, and our first thoughts was to get a hold of Dan McCleary. Everything's pretty easy when you deal with Dan.
He got us way more than we expected to get.
We don't charge anything until we win your case. Call McCleary Law.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply, coming to you from downtown Quincy in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. It has been a joyous playoff Saturday. Thank you for taking the time to join us here tonight on all of our platforms. You can catch us on. Obviously, our show will be archived as well. So if you don't have the opportunity to join us tonight, you can check us out on Sunday or after the show tonight when you get home late, or whenever you have time to check out and see what we have to say, see how our interviews go with our coaches on the United Systems hotline. You know, we've got plenty to talk about tonight. Just round one of the Illinois playoffs was the first round of district playoffs on Friday night in Missouri. So we've got plenty to get to, and I'm trying to find my Missouri scores because I want to make sure we get you those. We didn't do that in the first segment. Here we go. Okay, district play kicked off in Missouri on Friday night. First round of districts typically has some interesting matchups. The top seed in a 7-team district gets our first round bye. So in Class 2 District 7 on Friday night, top-seeded South Shelby got a first-round bye. The other scores from Class 2 District 7 on Friday night, Monroe City beats Highland 54-14. The Panthers beat Highland just 2 weeks ago 60-6. So it was a kind of a foregone conclusion that the Panthers would advance if they played up to their capability, which they did. Quincy Mayfield scored on the second play of the game, 25 seconds in. I believe it was a 54 or 59-yard touchdown run. Dylan Ross had 3 touchdowns. Wyatt DeGrave, I think, threw for 3 touchdowns. I know he connected with both Trey Smizer and Abram Smizer for touchdown passes. Just an all-in-out great effort by Monroe City to knock off Highland 54-14. Clark County knocks off Palmyra 26-22. So Clark County will face Monroe City in the district semifinals next Friday night. Macon shuts out Mark Twain 37-0. Van Atta, the Macon coach, his 100th career victory. And his reward and his Tigers' reward, they get to go to South Shelby, which is 8-1 and has put up video game-like numbers this season offensively. So South Shelby, the top seed, will get its postseason started next Friday night at home against Macon. Those are your Class 2 District 7 scores, and we'll see how that plays out. In Class 4 District 5, we had an upset. We had a couple blowouts, and we still don't know how good the top-seeded team is. Warrenton is the top seed there, 9-0, had a first-round bye. I'm anxious to see how good Warrenton is because it's going to determine how far Hannibal goes. Hannibal with a 50-14 victory over Wentzville Holt. Mexico beats Kirksville in 2 overtimes, 21-14. There's your upset. Kirksville was the number 2 seed in this district. I think a lot of people thought the Tigers would win the district. I even heard some chatter today that people thought the Tigers were potentially good enough to get to a state title game. They don't even win a district game. Mexico found a way with running that split veer offense to take control of the clock, take control of the ground game, and knock off Kirksville 21-14 in 2 overtimes. The other Class 4 District 5 game, Osage beats Fort Zumwalt South 50-16. So next week, Hannibal takes on Mexico at home. That'll be at Porter Stadium. Osage takes on Warrenton. So Hannibal still has a shot to do something special. It's been kind of an up and down year for the Pirates. Still sitting in a really good spot here, though, in district play. Defensively, they were dynamite against Wentzville Holt. Offensively, they continue to do really good things. Carter Reed and Waylon Anders got a great connection in the passing game. Mike Ferreira does just a tremendous job. I think he's over 1,600 yards rushing, over 3,000 yards rushing in his career. So a lot of good things coming from that Hannibal offense. There are your district scores for both Class 2 District 7 and Class 4 District 5. Those district tournaments continue next Friday night, and we'll try to have blanket coverage. Once again, we had reporters all over Northeast Missouri last night trying to track down scores and highlights for you. We will do the same again come next Friday night. So make sure you check out MuddyRiverSports.com for your complete coverage of district play in Missouri. We're efforting to get a couple of those coaches on the United Systems hotline here in hour number 2. We'll see what happens. The fact that they didn't have games today, they can't expect them to be sitting at home waiting to just dive into football. You gotta have some time with your family. You gotta have time to get away. You gotta have time to enjoy life. So I hope those coaches are taking advantage of that on this Saturday night because they got a long week ahead of them of prepping for district semifinal action. Same can be said for our Illinois coaches who have a lot of work to do in preparation for round 2 of the playoffs. And I know a couple of those coaches are waiting to chat with us. So we're going to take a break. When we come back here on Muddy Night Lights powered by Farm and Home Supply, we're going to head to the United Systems hotline. Quincy High School coach Rick Little will join us to talk about the Blue Devils' playoff victory. Stick around.
I love to shop online, and one thing I'm not going to screw up is a piece of jewelry that I'm going to wear for the rest of my life.
And it's as simple as just being able to see it. Like just being able to actually physically hold it and see it, that's different than like, oh look, I'm on the internet. Like that looks nice, I think.
Trying on rings and seeing different sizes and the different colors, and I just want to be able to touch and feel it and have the experience. Having the experience is going to be more important to me than just adding something to a cart and clicking buy now.
There are 3 things that she's going to get asked. How did he propose? How big's the diamond? And where did he get it?
I'm proud to tell my friends that, this is where I got my ring.
I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of a no-brainer.
From your trash to your recycling, you're doing your part. You can trust us to do ours. We're a team of people working hard for you, turning problems into solutions and waste into possibilities. We're Republic Services. We haul it, we recycle it, we convert it, we even electrify it. We work where you work. We live where you live. We are Republic Services.
When you're shopping at the grocery store, do you ever wonder where your beef comes from? Here at Jersey's, we do not. We know all of our beef comes directly from GJY Beef Company in Brown County. We know that these cattle are born and raised right here in our own backyard. So next time that you're looking for a juicy burger, ribeye sandwich, or mouth-watering steak, look no further than GJY Beef Company and Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Camp Point, Illinois.
Sometimes life throws bold moments at you, like finding the perfect vacation or finding the ideal location. At BOS, we're there to help you meet those moments with bold confidence. So whether it's managing money for future plans or getting what you need to start planning your dream, we're here to bring you a better banking experience. Make the bold move and switch to BOS today.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman, and we're going to go to the United Systems Hotline to talk more playoff football. Waiting to talk to us is Quincy High School coach Rick Little, coming off a 49-7 victory over Summit Argo on this beautiful Saturday at Flynn Stadium. Coach, how are you?
Doing great to talk to you always, but especially after a playoff win.
Of course, you and I only got to break it down for just a minute or two afterward. I know you had a lot of people to talk to, and I had to get ready for the show tonight. But your defense was spectacular today, wasn't it?
Yeah, so they were tonight, and they've been all year, and so that's a great place to hang your hat on, and we feel like that obviously gives a great advantage to today, but moving forward as well. Just tremendous effort by those guys, and like I said, they've done it all year.
What was the thing that stood out to you today about the way your guys played?
Yeah, I think you've mentioned it. I thought defensively, I think up front we were just that's an area of strength for us. We feel like even looking into the game, watching the films and stuff, it's just a place we feel like we had an advantage, and definitely. When we talk football, I don't care if it's offense, defense, but you talk about those guys up front, and certainly our guys were really good tonight.
You had some guys with some nagging injuries, that just the wear and tear of a 9-game regular season. You were able to get them a little bit of rest because of the big lead. How important is that at this time of year to get them off the field and kind of limit those snaps so they can get healthy?
Yeah, it was really good. I think that's something that, I think just being smart with guys, and we go overboard probably, which isn't a bad thing, but just making sure that everyone feels good, and especially in the game when we felt like first half we had it in hand, and definitely want to be smart with all the guys.
10 games, 10 times scoring on your first possession. How vital is that to because your offense plays on tempo? How vital is it to come out and get a touchdown on that very first possession?
Yeah, I mean it's a great place to be, for sure. Whenever you can, take the open kickoff, we were allowed to to get the ball to start and how to get return, and then from there it's just having the guys do what they do. But it's one of those things we talk about adversity a lot. That's it always concerns me just a little. Like it's a lot to ask. That 10 games in a row here we've scored on the first possession, and it's a great place to be. But I also caution them, hey, if things don't work out, like hang in there. It's a football game. It's a long game, and that's the thing that doesn't concern me. But we haven't had that situation happen this year. So as we continue to move forward, I mean, I expect them to score a lot, but it's always also something that I want to caution them, hey, hang in there, because we've got playmakers and it's a long game.
Speaking of playmakers, your senior quarterback, your son Braden Little, throws 6 touchdown passes today, sets a Class 7A playoff record, single game record for touchdown passes. And as well as he has played, so much of the credit goes to his receivers and his line for protecting him and for making great catches, doesn't it?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, that's the thing that he's certainly spoiled. I've said it, for a long time that having guys that moving through the system, and I can go back to the Greg Quinces, Jack Metameyers, Aiden Byquist. And we've had guys that we just keep replacing, guys with, and they continue to make plays. And that's something that I think sometimes gets lost, is that it's not just the guys. I mean, currently the guys we have now we love. But it's through his career he's had a lot of great guys, and I think the thing that really makes us just excel, just allows us to excel, is that how much work they put in, through the summer, to all the 7-on-7s, all the stuff that they've done. There's just a lot of confidence in those guys, and he delivers the ball on time and they make plays, and that's a great place to be as well.
Okay, next Saturday we're going to be back at Flynn Stadium. Blue Devils will be hosting Moline. Maybe next Saturday. Next weekend, you're going to play a second round game against a familiar foe in Moline. Have you figured out a game time yet?
So we have not yet, and we're getting close here. Actually, I'm sitting with the guys now, and it should be an easy thing, but we really break it down. So that's something we've done and continue to do, and I wanted to have an answer for you, here soon for sure. But we just want to make sure that guys are it's a short week, and make sure that we're not at a disadvantage. But certainly these guys like playing at night too. So here soon we'll have a decision, but we're looking forward to the opportunity.
Sorry about misspeaking there when I was talking about the Moline game and through that it was going to be on Saturday. We'll find out here soon when that game will be. But it's a familiar foe. Moline. You know Moline really well. How does that change preparation for the week when you know an opponent so well?
Yeah, I think preparation will be the same as last time we played them. Obviously, had a good result there, but I think the thing I just want to always caution my guys, then they get it. It's playoff football, and so they on the flip side, they know what we do too, and so I'm sure they'll put a different maybe game plan together, because we had a lot of success the first time, but for us, I think it's always going to come down to playoff football, and it's turnovers, field position, and penalties, and that's something we were heavily penalized the last time we played them, and that's something we got to shore up. But we think if we do, we have a good chance.
Chicken Bacon Ranch Pizza was the coach's choice this week. What'd you think?
So it's good. It's Casey's delivers. They do a great job there. The close second is the Popper Pizza. But I thought Brigham did a great job of delivering once again. And the Chicken Bacon Ranch was great.
I think I told you before the game, I'm not a big ranch fan at all. I enjoyed the Chicken Bacon Ranch as well. So kudos to Coach John. That was a good one.
Yeah, I mean that's we talked before, and you were enjoying as well, which we love the fact that we could involve everybody. But definitely, it was good. It delivered. It was good pizza, just the right amount of ranch.
Yeah. So we'll see what next week brings, but we know we'll have football Friday or Saturday night, and we know it's going to be at Flynn Stadium, which means great atmosphere, right?
It's going to be, it's going to be a great atmosphere. Like I said, it's, it makes it cool that it's, in a way that's a conference opponent. And like I said, it's just, like I said, these guys know Moline well, and we respect the heck out of them, and they know they're gonna have a great game plan. So definitely making sure that we're ready and just execute it in all facets.
Dude, thanks for taking some time away from your guys to chat with us, and look forward to next week.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Certainly appreciate it. Thanks, Chuck.
Thanks, buddy. That was Quincy High School coach Rick Little joining us on the United Systems hotline, breaking down the 49-7 victory over Summit Argo and looking ahead to week 2 of the playoff picture, where in the second round, the Blue Devils will face Western Big Six Conference foe Moline. Again, no game time or date, or no time or date yet, but we will get you caught up. Once we know, we'll blast it out there. And I'm sure the Quincy High School football team does a great job with its social media. They'll blast it out there as well. But it will be next weekend at Flynn Stadium. We're just waiting on whether it'll be Friday or Saturday and the time. So, again, thank Rick for joining us on the United Systems hotline. We're going to stay in town when we head back to the United Systems hotline and talk to Quincy Notre Dame coach Jack Cornell when we return here on Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm Home.
Simply free checking with First Bankers Trust. No monthly fees and easy digital banking. Plus, show your school spirit with a Blue Devil Spirit card. Get yours today and proudly support the Blue Devils all season long. Go Blue Devils!
Business telephone systems enhance productivity. Fire alarms increase your safety. Surveillance and security ensures your peace of mind. Experience, technology, service. United Systems.
Hey, Abe. Hey, George. You know what? We love beer!
This election year, be sure to make the correct decision and vote jerseys. Over the last 4 years, we have helped put more money back in your pocket with our daily drink specials and incredible food deals. We have also made steaks great again with our partnership with GJY Beef Company. So when you are making your next dinner decision, make it Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, Illinois.
For 125 years, Hollister Whitney has designed and manufactured solutions for the vertical transportation industry right here in Quincy, Illinois. Now you have the chance to be a vital part of this quality-driven, family-oriented team. We have salaried and hourly positions available, both with excellent benefits and very competitive wages. Cutting-edge technology, a dynamic, engaging, and flexible work environment, the opportunity to achieve your full potential. Elevate your career to the next level at Hollister Whitney.
As a new hunting season begins, we observe a species most rare, the hunter incompetus. The hunting ritual begins. Already he stakes his claim by bringing a duck call to a deer hunt. Disaster strikes. A devastating blow to a long-suffering species. There may be no helping the hunter incompetus, but for everyone else, no other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply.
My name is Jamie Kincaid, and we own Sterling Tax Service. I am a retired fireman. We came to Edwards Group originally to figure out where we were with our estate. For us, it was peace of mind that our daughter wouldn't have to try and figure out what was going on, because it would be impossible for her. It's an easy process. You get off the fence and do it, because you will appreciate it later.
Call Edwards Group today to schedule your path to peace of mind.
Hi, I'm Rory O'Donnell with the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home. As a Quincy University alum, I understand the impact a local business has on area athletics. That is why the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home takes pride in supporting local athletic teams. We want to wish all of our area teams the best of luck this season. The O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home of Quincy, supporting local athletics for 5 generations.
Business moves at the speed of light. How can you keep pace with today's technological advancements in alarms, surveillance, and phone systems? 2 words, United Systems. Contact us today for your no-obligation business review.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports editor Matt Shuckman, coming to you live from downtown Quincy in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. It's a playoff Saturday. We're trying to wrap up everything that has gone on this sunny Saturday, which means we're headed back to the United Systems hotline to talk to one of the winning coaches who produced a first-round playoff victory, and that would be Quincy Notre Dame skipper Jack Cornell. Coach, how are you?
Hey, man, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on tonight.
Thanks for taking the time to join us. I know you guys got a lot going on, so sorry to pull you away from anything you had going on, but we got to talk about the Raiders and a 49-6 victory over Flora because you guys got it done in all facets, didn't you?
Yeah, man. No, listen, it's great to talk about our guys. I mean, they really played well today. Really proud of the way that, we came out and performed in all three phases. Getting a special team score right off the bat from Ali Triplett was huge, kind of giving us some cushion. And then defense obviously playing lights out the way they have been all year and seeing the offense move the ball. I mean, it was just a really good day.
81-yard kickoff return by Oliver Triplett to open the game. When you see him headed down the sideline knowing he's got nothing but green turf in front of him, what goes through your head?
What goes through my head is we need to start getting our PAT team ready because I know nobody's going to catch Ali. That guy's fast, and when he gets a full head of steam going downhill, it's going to be hard for anybody to catch him. And I just got done watching the play a little bit ago. I'm into the tape right now, but I mean, really, he as good as he did on that play, his blockers really did a tremendous job of setting him up. I mean, Ali was obviously patient and knew where to take that thing, but
right.
I mean, all the other 10 guys on that coverage team really did a great job.
Does that often get overlooked when you think of big returns, whether it's kick return, punt return, or whatever? You think of the guy who you give a lot of credit to the guy who made the run, but if he doesn't get blocking, if he doesn't find seams, if somebody doesn't set it up, it doesn't happen, does it?
You're absolutely right, and I think Matt, you are well aware. We like to give all of our blockers here at QND a lot of credit for the job that they do, but no, in that particular phase. Obviously Oliver gets the splash play and gets his name in the newspaper, but those other guys really, and that's something they work on all the time. And I can't tell you how attentive to detail those guys are in practice and trying to get that done. I mean, we see it work in ways in practice, and for it to come together in a game like that is just really exciting and a huge momentum swing for our football team.
Obviously defense played well today, 49-6 victory over Flora, but what stood out about the defensive effort in your mind?
Well, obviously, Talon Scott's all over the field. He has 19 tackles today, and just, what he was able to do and how he's playing downhill. We knew that coming into the game, Flora was going to lean heavily in the run game. And I think that when a linebacker like Talon Scott sees that in the game plan, he knows that he's got to have a big day, and he certainly did. But he wasn't alone. Cale Hilding also had a tremendous football game, a young linebacker for us who's really kind of, like what Talon Scott was when he was a sophomore playing next to Dalton Miller. I mean, just kind of the next guy that's up and coming and somebody we think very highly of. But, I mean, everybody else on that side of the ball, Charson Williams, had another great day.
Yep.
When I think of the effort and tenacity that those guys play with on that side of the ball, it's a lot of fun to watch.
What's it like as a coach to watch that lineage? Dalton Miller passed on the things he knew, the things he learned. He passed that on to Talon. Now Talon's passing it on to Hillman, and we've seen that for decades at Quincy Notre Dame. As a coach, when you see that transition happening, what's that like for you?
I think it helps us know that we're doing the right things. As you said, this is the way that it's been for decades. And, that tradition here at QND, especially at the linebacker position, is something that we take great pride in. And not just as coaches and alumni, but the players as well. Those guys understand that for us to be successful on defense, we got to have guys that know how to get lined up. We got to be able to communicate the play calls, and Talon does that. And when Talon's not able to do that, Cale does that. And I think that just the way that our guys communicate at all three levels on that side is what helps them, set themselves up for success.
Next Saturday, 2:00, if I'm correct.
Yep.
You will play host to Arthur Lovington, Atwood Hammond, the most hyphenated team out there. But you went there. You went to Arthur last year, won that first round playoff game. You kind of know what's coming, don't you?
We do. And I think this is a team that's going to be excited to come here and play us. It's a team that we're going to be excited to play. We know that we're going to get their best shot. And I think that this is the type of game that playoff football is all about, right? You get a team that has been very successful this year, two teams that have been very successful this year, and one of them's got to win and one of them's got to lose. And fortunately, we get them at our place this year, so we get to welcome them back here to Quincy and kind of, bring them over here to this side of the state. But it's a good football team. They're well coached, and you don't win games like that by mistake. These guys, are in the right position. They make plays. They are physical. So we know that we got to work it out for us.
Well, I know you want to get your prep work started tonight, so I'll let you get back to it. I appreciate you taking the time to join us on the United Systems Hotline, and look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on. Go Raiders.
Thanks, buddy. That was Quincy Notre Dame coach Jack Cornell joining us on the United Systems Hotline. Remember, all Quincy High and Quincy Notre Dame segments brought to you by First Bankers Trust, taking care of our local people. First Bankers Trust, always big supporters of both high schools here in Quincy. Both teams, great wins today. 49-7 for the Blue Devils, 49-6 for the Raiders. Both will be at home for round 2 of the playoffs. Still figuring out times and dates and all that. But we do know Quincy Notre Dame, it'll be 2 o'clock next Saturday at Advanced Physical Therapy Field against Arthur Lovington, Atwood, Hammond. There's got to be some more hyphens in there somewhere. But again, first round matchup with Arthur last year in Arthur. This year they come here, so should be a fun Saturday atmosphere at Advanced Physical Therapy Field. And again, we're already looking forward to round 2, and we just got done with round 1 just a couple hours ago. That's the fun of playoff football. We got more to talk about when it comes to round 2 throughout all the classes. So stick around. When we come back, we'll break down more of the brackets here on Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home.
Simply free checking with First Bankers Trust. No monthly fees and easy digital banking. Plus, show your school spirit with a Quincy Notre Dame Raiders Spirit card. Get yours today and proudly support the QND Raiders all season long. Go Raiders!
Well, we might be able to give you some of that happiness because it's no tax weekend at your local Farm Home Supply this Friday through Sunday. That's right, pay no sales tax on your entire purchase.
Safety for your home, security for your family, communication for your business. Rely on locally owned United Systems to keep you connected. Contact us today for more information. United Systems.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
My name is Jamie Kincaid, and we own Sterling Tax Service. I am a retired fireman. We came to Edwards Group originally to figure out where we were with our estate. For us, it was peace of mind that our daughter wouldn't have to try and figure out what was going on, because it would be impossible for her. It's an easy process. You get off the fence and do it, because you will appreciate it later.
Call Edwards Group today to schedule your path to peace of mind.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
Safety for your home, security for your family, communication for your business. Rely on locally owned United Systems to keep you connected. Contact us today for more information. United Systems.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman. Playoff Saturday doesn't get any better. First round of the Illinois High School Association football playoffs took place today. We had some games on Friday night throughout the state. All 6 of our area schools that qualified for the postseason played on Saturday. 4 wins, 2 losses, so we got 4 teams still alive next weekend in round 2. All 4 will be at home next weekend. So we're going to be busy, which is a great thing to have on November Saturdays. We'll have basketball starting up next weekend as well. We had some basketball today on the college level. High school basketball is not only a couple weeks away. A lot going on. We've got the volleyball postseason in high swing. The sectionals take place. We have 3 teams still alive. Quincy Notre Dame will be playing in the Class 2A Riverton sectional this week. And then at the Class 1A Hartsburg-Emden sectional, we have Southeastern and Camp Point Central both advancing. They will be in opposite semifinals. They could end up playing for a sectional championship on Thursday. So we've got that to look forward to. Hannibal Soccer gets going in district play. The Pirates are the #1 district seed with a legitimate chance at winning a district title and advancing into the state playoffs. So we'll be following that. We've got district football action going on in Missouri. The Class 4 District 5 tournament will continue on Friday. Hannibal will be at home at Porter Stadium against Mexico. And then in Class 2 District 7, we've got Monroe City taking on Clark County and South Shelby taking on Macon. South Shelby is your #1 seed. Monroe City is your #2 seed. You got to expect those 2 to get through and battle for the district championship. So we've got all that happening. We've got state cross country coming up on the Missouri side and the Illinois side. Found out just a little while ago, the Quincy High School boys cross country team qualified for the state meet as a team for the first time since Illinois went to a 3-class system in cross country. So kind of a historic day for the Blue Devils. Freshman Peyton Cool of the Quincy High School girls team finished 4th individually in the sectional to advance to the state meet. Then on top of that, and we have a state champion that we haven't even talked about. Again, this is a football show, so we're talking football, but we got to give props to the Highland softball team. Goes to the Killian Softball Complex in Springfield, Missouri, comes home with a Class 2 state championship, beating Mid-Buchanan 4-1 today. And I just might think that there's shuck on a truck with the Cougars coming early next week. So may already have that in the works. So make sure you stick around. I still owe a shuck on a truck to the Highland girls golf team, which brought home a state trophy. We had one all set up for last week, but wind and some other things took it out of play. So might spend some time over in Lewis County next week, knocking out a couple shuck on the trucks with teams that brought home state trophies. How about that, though? 2 state trophies this fall for the Highland athletic department. And I know they've got kids going to the state cross-country meet next weekend. So pretty solid fall for especially on the girls' side for Highland athletics. Here on the Illinois side, it was playoff Saturday. First round of the playoffs for football teams. And in Class 1A, we had 2 teams, both victorious. Camp Point Central beat Nokomis 34-6 at home. Brown County goes on the road and beats Greenfield Northwestern 18-16, an upset in that matchup based on seeds, based on records. But I think we talked about this going in, that Brown County was going to be a handful for whoever it ended up against because of the way it plays defense, because of the growth it has shown throughout the season. And you got to go back to week 1. Started again at Greenfield Northwestern, Brown County did, and lost 6-0 in a true slobber knocker of a game. And so Brown County, sticking with Greenfield Northwestern this time, not a surprise. Vince Little with the touchdown pass to put the Hornets ahead. So now you've got the Little cousins. His cousin Braden Little is the starting quarterback for Quincy High School. So you've got 2 cousins leading their respective teams into home games in the second round of the playoffs. I think there might be a story about that coming up in Muddy River Sports next week, so make sure you check that out. Again, a lot to get to, a lot going on this Saturday. We had Quincy University win 24-20 in a college football game in the GLVC against William Jewell. The Battle of the Birds trophy stays in Quincy. So again, a 24-20 victory for the Hawks. Talked to Jason Kilday, first-year QU coach, a little while ago. They really ran the ball well. They played well, did a lot of things well defensively. So you'll have a story coming up tomorrow about the Hawks and their effort. And we've got a lot of playoff action to still talk about. We've got the brackets to get to. So we're going to take a break. Before we wrap up hour number one, I want to get to the Class 1A and potentially the Class 2A brackets to see where things shake out so we have an idea of where Camp Point Central and Brown County and Quincy Notre Dame are all headed next week. And if we get to it, we'll get to the 7A bracket as well. If not, we'll touch on that in hour number two. But right now, we're going to take a break. When we come back, more bracketology right here on Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships is the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Muddy Night Lights is also brought to you by Town and Country Inn and Nationwide Transportation.
The Smart Start Transfer Career Academy lets you get your associate's degree early, starting in high school.
I graduated my associate's degree on Friday, 2 days before I graduated high school on Sunday.
It allowed me to get way, way ahead.
Having my prerequisites done is going to help me a lot, as I will get to start a year earlier than I would have without it.
It's really easy to make good connections with people that actually care about you. They helped me plan things out in a way that I definitely wouldn't have been able to do on my own. It made it really easy for me.
I love to shop online, and one thing I'm not going to screw up is a piece of jewelry that I'm going to wear for the rest of my life.
And it's as simple as just being able to see it. Like, just being able to actually physically hold it and see it. That's different than like, oh, look, I'm on the internet. Like, let me just, that looks nice, I think.
Trying on rings and seeing different sizes and the different colors, and I just want to be able to touch and feel it and have the experience. Having the experience is going to be more important to me than just adding something to a cart and clicking buy now.
There are 3 things that she's going to get asked. How did he propose? How big's the diamond? And where did he get it?
I'm proud to tell my friends that, you know, this is where I got my ring.
I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of a no-brainer.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. We are closing in on the end of hour number 1 with an action-packed hour number 2 awaiting us. Camp Point Central coach Brad Dixon is going to join us in hour number 2. View from the West podcast co-host Greg Armstrong is going to join us to talk about the Quincy Moline matchup. We'll see. Maybe even Armstrong will make the trip down next week and join me for a Shuck on a Truck episode. So we'll see what his take is on that. We've got scores to go through. Muddy River sports writer Shane Holsey is going to join us in hour number 2 to break down the Brown County victory, a look at everything else going on in the area as far as playoff pictures and all that stuff. So you can look forward to him jumping on. And we've got the Starry Star of the Night. I think I've got it picked out, but we'll see if there's any suggestions or anybody else pops in the meantime. Right now, though, I want to get to the playoff scoreboard brought to you by Schottenkirk Toyota. Class 1A first round. We're going to run through the Class 1A scores, and then we'll look at the bracket a little bit. Class 1A first round, Camp Point Central, 34-6 over Nokomis. Toledo-Cumberland 26-6 over Tuscola. Calhoun beats Moweaqua Central A&M 38-7. Cesar-Villiers over Bridgeport-Red Hill 30-6. And on the other side of the bracket, if my computer will cooperate, and it has decided it doesn't want to. There we go. Brown County beats Greenfield Northwestern 18-16. Casey Westfield 39-21 over Jacksonville Route. Belleville-Altoff 60-0 over Dupo. Carrollton 44, Winchester West Central 8. Those are your Class 1A scores in the Southern bracket. Now here's how the bracket shapes up moving forward. Belleville-Altoff, which is the number 1 seed in the South, takes on Carrollton. And at 10, Belleville-Altoff undefeated at 10-0, taking on Carrollton 7-3. Casey Westfield goes to Brown County next week. Casey Westfield 9-1, Brown County 6-4. That's a number 4 seed against a number 12 seed, but don't count Brown County out. We've seen what their defense can do. Cesar-Villiers goes to Hardin-Calhoun, and then Toledo-Cumberland will go to Camp Point Central. That's your Southern bracket. If the seeds play out kind of as we expect, if the seeds hold, you'll have Belleville-Altoff against Casey Westfield on one side, and then Hardin-Calhoun against Camp Point Central in a rematch on the other side for the right to get to the state semifinals. On the top half of the bracket, in Class 1A, not a lot of surprises. Leroy will take on Rockford Lutheran. Ottawa Marquette will face Galena. Lena Winslow will take on Stockton. And Sterling Newman Central Catholic takes on Gibson City Melvin Sibley, another one of those multi-hyphenated schools that are in the small school brackets. Okay, Lena Winslow, we've seen them in the state championship game the last 2 years against Camp Point Central. Leroy's 10-0. So is Lena Winslow. So you've got 2 undefeated teams on the top side of the bracket, 1 on the bottom side. So pretty solid matchups all around. We'll see how that breaks down. In Class 2A, here's our second round matchups. In the Southern bracket, Warrensburg-Latham takes on Johnston City. Vandalia goes to Pana. Chester will go to Maroa-Forsyth. And Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond will go to Quincy Notre Dame. That's your Southern bracket, second round matchups in Class 2A. In the Northern bracket, Taylor Ridge Rockridge goes to Farmington. Elmwood Brimfield will head out to Dwight. Seneca will take on Bismarck Henning. And Downs Tri-Valley is still awaiting who they're going to play according to the IHSA. Let's see if we can find that real quick, because I thought that game was over, but I could very well be wrong. That's the way the day's gone. Lots of conjecture, lots of interesting just conversations going on today at games, with coaches, with fans, with parents. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun just to sit around and talk football today, hear what other people are thinking. The Tri-Valley is taking on Chicago Christian. I apologize. We should have known that, because that was the Illini West game. So, but again, a football Saturday, sun-splashed day, wind died down. Couldn't have had a more perfect weather day for the first round of the playoffs. And it was neat. It was neat to see different people at different venues. And the fact of the matter is we had 3 games going on simultaneously in Quincy today. So the fact that no single place was jam-packed is because there were so many people at other games as well. I thought there were great crowds at all 3 places. There was a great crowd at Camp Point Central today. I'm going to guess, and we can ask Shane Holsey about this when he joins us in about half an hour, but just how good the Brown County fan base traveled to Greenfield for today's game. I got a feeling the Hornets were there in droves, and will be again next week when they play at home. Those small school fan bases are incredible, and even the large school fan bases are really good. We saw a lot of people at Flynn Stadium today, including some celebrities. The 1981 QHS boys basketball team that went undefeated in winning a state title and was honored at the Dream Big Gala on Friday night. Several of them showed up out at Flynn Stadium on Saturday to check out the Blue Devils, which was really cool. Again, a lot of history, a lot of ties, and a lot of tradition in all of these places, and it all kind of gets wrapped up together, which is really neat. Let's take a break. We are done with hour number 1. We got a lot to get to in hour number 2, including breaking it down with the defending state champion, the coach of the defending state champion. That would be Brad Dixon of Camp Point Central. He'll join us on the United Systems hotline when we come back. So stick around. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm Home.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Your policy's updated.
Because we know your house is where their dreams begin.
Impressive.
Thanks, Caleb. And our agents are here to help you feel protected, so your family can pursue their dreams. Bundle life and save up to 25% on home and auto. American Family Insurance.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
Hey, grab me one too.
Muddy Night Lights is also brought to you by Town & Country Inn and Nationwide Transportation.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
For 125 years, Hollister Whitney has designed and manufactured solutions for the vertical transportation industry right here in Quincy, Illinois. Now you have the chance to be a vital part of this quality-driven, family-oriented team. We have salaried and hourly positions available, both with excellent benefits and very competitive wages. Cutting-edge technology, a dynamic, engaging, and flexible work environment, the opportunity to achieve your full potential. Elevate your career to the next level at Hollister Whitney.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman, and thank you for sticking around for hour number 2 as we break down the playoff scene on both Illinois and Missouri. And this Saturday was filled with playoff games throughout Illinois. Great sun-splashed afternoon. Wind died down. Couldn't have asked for better football weather. And I'm sure it was just as beautiful out in Adams County as it was right here in the heart of Quincy. So let's find out. Coach Brad Dixon of the Camp Point Central Panthers joining us now on the United Systems hotline. Was it as beautiful in Camp Point, Coach, as it was in Quincy today?
Oh yeah, absolutely. When you looked at the long forecast, when the playoffs were announced and showing rain and all that, and so you really didn't know what to expect. But we had a beautiful afternoon, that's for sure.
34-6 victory over Nokomis, and it sounded like you guys were pretty lights out defensively. How'd the defense look?
Yeah. We, for the most part, we played pretty well. We up a 4th down touchdown, I think, in the 3rd quarter. But we really got down their run game. They were multiple in formations and things and some unbalanced stuff that we had to work. But, with our sacks included, I think we held them to 70 rushing yards and somewhere around that passing, 150. So, yeah, we were pretty pleased with that side of the ball.
I was reading through a story we'll post to MuddyRiverSports.com a little later tonight from Steve Einiger, and he was mentioning how Elijah Gennebacher and Nate Peters and their connection led to some big plays today. Is that true?
Yeah, so they loaded the box up, and obviously we moved Elijah back to QB for a reason, to take advantage of teams that are going to do that, and Nokomis came out that way early in the game, and we were able to hit a couple big passes. We actually a wide open touchdown, and then had another 50 or so yard catch that was right on the sideline, whether he was in or out. We had a couple near misses, but we had some big plays when we needed them in the pass game, and it really helped kind of loosen them up and make them play 3 deep for sure.
Did you notice anything different about your guys today, knowing it was the start of the postseason and the start of their title defense, or was it kind of business as usual?
Honestly, I don't know if we focused as we could have been. You look at the records, and they've been a part of some games, and they're coming in at 5-4, and we tried to sell it in terms of their 4 losses are Toledo, who we're going to play next week, and then 2 teams in the 2A offs, and an undefeated 3A team in Sullivan. So, I wouldn't say that we overlooked them, but I just think maybe we took it for granted a little bit. We didn't get off the ball the way we were supposed to, and some things that we could have executed better. And credit Nokomis, because they didn't back down, and they played physical up front, and we had trouble moving the ball in the run game, and some things that we've been able to do all year that Nokomis took away. And it was a 20-6 game, I think, in the third quarter, and we were able to finish it off the right way. But that was a big message to our guys before the game about taking advantage of opportunities, and again after the game, and talking about throw the records out, and don't take things for granted. Just expect an outcome to happen. I mean, we got to go out and earn it.
Well, next week you get another shot to earn it. Toledo Cumberland comes to Camp Point. How soon do you start diving in on your preparation for Toledo Cumberland?
So what's crazy is, they're in the same league as Nokomis.
Yep.
They played each other in week 8, and that was one of the films we traded for last week. So we've seen them, obviously. So we've got some more film on them now. Obviously, we've traded with Toledo, but yeah, they're. Just watched them. They had beaten Nokomis 42-0 in that week game, and very dynamic. A lot of big plays, tons of different formations. They ran a kind of hide a player on the sideline, fake punt. Just what appears to be a very well coached team. They're in the same boat. They've only lost to the 3A Sullivan team and 2A Arthur team that are both in the second round of the playoffs. They're 8-2 with 2 really good losses. And when I told our guys that we're going to have to be more prepared and more focused going into week 2, and we'll dive into that pretty hard tomorrow. And Monday we give our guys off Monday, and then we come back in on Tuesday and really as a team dive in.
Do you have a game time set for next weekend?
Yeah, we're going to go 2:00.
Okay.
We're coming from about 3.5 hours away, over close to the Indiana border a little bit. And so they were still undecided on whether they were going to come Friday night and stay in maybe Quincy or drive in Saturday. So, 2:00, kind of same deal as this week.
Sounds good. We look forward to being out there, and thank you for your time as always.
All right. I appreciate you, Chuck.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
That was Central coach Brad Dixon joining us on the United Systems hotline. A 34-6 victory over Nokomis to kick off the Class 1A playoffs. The Panthers are your reigning Class 1A state champions. And until somebody beats them, they're still the big dog. But they've got a lot of tough games ahead, including the week 2 game against Toledo Cumberland. And then you're also staring down the potential rematches with Hardin Calhoun, Belleville Altoff, just to get to the state title game. So a lot of tough games ahead for Camp Point Central, a lot of tough games ahead for anybody in any single one of these brackets. And you look at that top bracket in Class 1A where you have undefeated Lena Winslow, undefeated Leroy. You've got, a Gibson City team that's 9-1. Sterling Newman Central Catholic 8-2, always tough. Ottawa Marquette, Galena. You got some really good teams on both sides of this bracket. Whoever walks out of 1A with a state title will have earned it. There's no question about it. And I think that can be said for any bracket you look at from here on. Even the teams that maybe pulled an upset, any of the teams that kind of got through that maybe you weren't expecting, are still going to be loaded, are still going to be very talented, are still going to be teams that you sit there and go, wow, they could win some games. And it's going to take a really, really good effort from all these teams to stay alive. And I think Brad Dixon knows that. I think that's why they're getting started working tonight on game planning. And even though they give the guys off on Monday, there'll be a lot of guys watching film. There'll be a lot of guys doing work. There'll be a lot of guys doing a lot of things to prepare for round 2. And in round 2, we've got a fun game coming up right here in Quincy with Moline coming to town. And we're going to break that down a little bit more when we come back. Joining us on the United Systems Hotline when we come back, Greg Armstrong from the View from the West podcast. And we're going to find out, is he going to come down for the game from the Quad Cities and jump on Shuck on a Truck? Or will we miss out on an opportunity to cross-promote our podcast? We'll see. Stick around. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farmer Home.
Sometimes life throws bold moments at you, like finding the perfect vacation or finding the ideal location. At BOS, we're there to help you meet those moments with bold confidence. So whether it's managing money for future plans or getting what you need to start planning your dream, we're here to bring you a better banking experience. Make the bold move and switch to BOS today.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
Hi, I'm Rory O'Donnell with the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home. As a Quincy University alum, I understand the impact a local business has on area athletics. That is why the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home takes pride in supporting local athletic teams. We want to wish all of our area teams the best of luck this season. The O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home of Quincy, supporting local athletics for 5 generations.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
Motor vehicle accidents are traumatic situations, and oftentimes they can result in very significant and permanent injuries. In Steve and Paula's case, they were hit by a drunk driver on the bridge. They realized very quickly that it was a significant accident and that they deserved to be reasonably compensated. Now, having worked for the insurance companies for several years, I know how to best present your case. If you've been in a motor vehicle accident, call McCleary Law.
From your trash to your recycling, you're doing your part. You can trust us to do ours. We're a team of people working hard for you, turning problems into solutions and waste into possibilities. We're Republic Services. We haul it, we recycle it, we convert it, we even electrify it. We work where you work. We live where you live. We are Republic Services.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports editor Matt Shuckman, and we just got word. We have a date and time for the Class 7A second round matchup between Quincy High School and Western Big Six Conference rival Moline. It will be 7 p.m. Friday night at Flynn Stadium. Bring it on. A Western Big Six showdown in the playoffs on a Friday night. I expect Greg Armstrong from View from the West podcast to be right here in Quincy, saddled up alongside of me on the tailgate of the pickup. Well, maybe. We'll see. Greg Armstrong is our next guest on United Systems Hotline. Are you going to be here or not?
Oh, man, you're putting me right on the spot right when we jumped in here. I didn't know it was a Friday night game. So
I just found out in our commercial break, so we'll have to wait and see. But if you do happen to make the trip, I don't know if you will or not, but if you do happen to make the trip, we got to record a Shuck on a Truck. How's that sound?
That would be excellent. So Friday game puts me in a pinch. I will say that.
I understand.
I'll never say never, but that's a tough spot.
Yeah, I totally get it, and I totally understand, and it's going to be interesting. I was expecting a Saturday game, to be honest with you. So 7 o'clock, Moline coming to Quincy. How about that? A Western Big Six Conference showdown in the second round of the playoffs.
Well, and I will say, like, even though, it's not maybe the best logistically for me, a Friday night, Western Big Six rivalry seems perfect for this second round matchup.
Oh, no doubt.
This is really exciting stuff. The way the bracket turned out, and when you're in 7A and you're talking 1 through 32, the odds of this happening are much less. And here we are. This is really cool.
It is really cool. Now, the dominoes had to fall in place. 1, the bracket had to be set up that way. 2, Moline had to take care of business on Friday night against Addison Trail, which it did. 3, Quincy had to take care of business on Saturday against Summit Argo, which it did. And now we get what I think is going to be one slobber knocker of a game.
Yeah, and I was in Moline on Friday watching that one, and what they were able to do against Addison Trail was really impressive. Now, Addison Trail, much different team than what they're going to see in Quincy, and they know Quincy very well.
Right.
But what they were able to do is, kind of what Moline's is. They're gonna establish themselves on the ground, and they really attack you right between the tackles. They really go after you, and it's not always flashy. Now, the thing is, they had Adrian Cooper, who really busted out and made a couple big plays for us. I think thanks to a lot of big blocking up front, He's able to establish himself. That's a huge key for Moline in this game. I think that, maybe we'll get into it in a minute here, but I think if they're going to win this game or keep themselves in it, they kind of got to play keep away, right? They got to just hold on to the ball, and they got to keep attacking and just keep grinding down a Quincy defense.
Well, they can't do what happened in the first matchup, and that's play from behind. Because you're going to struggle if you're playing from behind, you're going to struggle to catch up to Quincy because Quincy just keeps going and going and going and going, and we've seen it all year. Even the games where Quincy's maybe been challenged a little bit, the offense has never slowed down.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think, okay, so here's the question is, if you're Moline, I think you have to hope you get the coin toss and you take the ball first because you're going to want to do what they did against Addison Trail. They're going to want to, set the tone.
Right.
And they're going to want to drive downfield. Now, it really becomes huge coaching when you talk about every coach kind of draws up, that first drive or what they call like the first 15 plays, right?
Yep.
So I think that becomes a huge factor in this game is what does Moline have for them that maybe Quincy hasn't seen yet? What can they do different this time? But yeah, I think you got to set the tone. And when you're talking about 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, like you got to build some positive momentum if you're Moline.
Well,
I think you can't. You go ahead.
And I was going to say, and it's incredibly crucial you do that when you're playing a Quincy team that is now 10 for 10 in scoring on the first drive of the game.
That's incredible. I think Mitch had sent it out, or maybe you had sent it out earlier on X. That's unbelievable. I mean, you cover a lot of football that doesn't come our direction.
Right.
Do you remember a team being that efficient on the first drive of the game?
No, I don't. Usually, so often I've seen teams that take a drive or two to get their feet under them, and then they get rolling, and then it's like, okay, Katie, bar the door. But so often teams need a drive, or they may score the first drive, but then their second drive, will be stagnant or something. But to do it week in and week out, where you come out and you score on your first drive and you take the lead and you play from ahead every single week, it's unheard of.
Yeah, it is really impressive. And again, like we just talked about with the importance of, those first 15 plays from Moline maybe in this matchup against Quincy, I think that's credit to Quincy's coaching staff and the way that they are. I mean, they're talented, right? We know this Quincy team has talent, but the way that they are so prepared every week and that they execute at that high level right off the jump, that is it's impressive. You know, a lot of things we talk about that impress us with this Quincy team and just keep adding to the list. This is one of them.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And I think the thing with that is you can't cue on one person or one aspect. Like, okay, if Jarius Rice Jr., you want to key on him and say, okay, we're going to take him away on the first drive. Okay, well, they're just going to sling it to Rico Clay or Tykel Hammers or Caden Johannesson. You know, or if you say, okay, we're going to lock down, our corners are going to lock down on the outside. The next thing you know, here comes Rice up the middle or Rice off the edge or Rice catching a wheel route out of the backfield. It's just, the weapons are incredible. But if you can slow those weapons by taking the lead and milking the clock, which Moline's good at with running the football, there could be an edge for Moline.
Yeah, I think, like you said, we talked about the importance for Moline to get up in this game will be huge. And then it comes down to, like, really playing sound assignment football on the defensive side of the ball for this Moline team, right? Like, you know, I'm sure that they've seen plenty of film on Quincy at this point. So it's a matter of kind of being in the right place and being able to execute. And I think they were challenged a little bit. You know, they come away with the win against Addison Trail, but I think the quarterback for them posed a little bit of a threat as he could throw the ball. They were going to go to the air a little bit, but he could run. And so they were really having to kind of play, you know, on the fly, kind of backyard football once in a while. That was the one score they had that I saw, was where a play kind of broke down and the quarterback was just an athlete who made a play.
Okay.
Now, Braden Little's going to present that, you know, that certainly dynamic quarterback. He's maybe not as mobile as this quarterback was against Addison Trail, but certainly he still has all of the ability to hurt you in multiple ways, that being the receivers he's throwing to.
No question about it. And he's gotten more mobile as his career's gone on. He's more willing to take a hit as his career's gone on. And I think that only adds to that offensive execution for the Blue Devils. And again, it's going to take a really good defense to slow them down. I don't know if anybody's going to shut them down completely, but if you can limit them to 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, you give yourself a chance. But, you know, just like today, he threw for a Class 7A single game playoff record 6 touchdowns. I mean, you can't match up with that sometimes.
Yeah, it really is amazing. Like, every week you see these numbers and you think, like, I don't know. I don't know how else to talk about it. It continues to impress me. And yeah, when when we're talking about a Mike Morrissey team game planning against it, you're gonna have to be, you're gonna have to have plays drawn up. You're gonna have to be ready, but you're gonna have to have your players ready to execute. And that, I don't know. I just, it's a really hard thing to plan against. No matter how much you're prepared, it seems like this Quincy team has enough athletes and has enough weapons to just get one step ahead of you. Yeah. So either way, it's going to be an amazing atmosphere. I'm really glad. I'm really happy this is drawn up.
Well, and I'm glad we get a week to break it down and get prepared for it. And I'm going to guess that on the View from the West podcast, you're going to talk about this game this week.
We're going to talk about this game, and maybe we need to bring you in to talk about it, because you know Quincy better than anybody. So for as much as we talk about them, Chuck, why don't you come on and join us? I'm not sure if we'll record tomorrow night or Monday night, but you need to be in on the pod.
I'm in. I'm honored, and I can't wait. And one of these days, you'll be on Chuck on a Truck. How's that?
I know. I got to make it happen. And I'm really glad. I'm happy this game's on a Friday.
Yes.
Not the best logistically for me, but we'll see what we can do. But yes, we got to make that happen.
Even if we have to do it sitting in the, every time I come to the Quad Cities for basketball, it feels like it snows. So even if we had to do a short one sitting on the tailgate in the snow, we'd have to do it. But at some point this year, we're doing a Chuck on a Truck. How's that sound?
That sounds great. Maybe it'd be cool. I don't know if it's not Chuck on a Truck, but like we could sit in the upper, the gallows of Morton Fieldhouse,
true.
way up in the rafters.
That would be kind of cool. That would be very cool.
That's a possibility.
That's a possibility. Awesome, man. Well, hey, I know you got a lot going on. Thanks for taking a few minutes to chat with us, and I look forward to chatting with you this week.
Well, thank you for letting me come on and talk, and I will say you kind of inspired us. We're about to hit record on an Instant Reacts pod of our own here, so
awesome.
We're going to talk about the games from our area, including Quincy and Moline, for sure.
Can't wait to hear it. Thanks, brother.
All right, thank you.
That was Greg Armstrong from View from the West podcast, joining us to talk Quincy Moline. Round 2 matchup coming next Friday night, 7 p.m., Flynn Stadium, Western Big Six rivals, head-to-head in round 2 of the playoffs. I'm excited already. Can't you tell? This is awesome. I'm ready already. Next Friday can't get here soon enough. Okay, we got to take a break. We got to go get some commercials in. When we come back, Muddy River sports writer Shane Holsey will join me here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio to break down the Brown County upset of Greenfield Northwestern. So stick around. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farmer Home Supply.
Well, it's finally starting to feel like fall. Well, today, but maybe not tomorrow. But if you need something for the season, whether it's clothing, maybe some heaters, hunting gear, outdoor power equipment, or snacks for you and the pets, it's on sale now through October 27th. That's right, you can get 25% off all Wrangler Retro men's and women's jeans. Or you can get $8 off total savings on 40-pound bags of Heartland Harvest dog food. Get this padded swivel blind chair for under $50. And buy a select DeWalt outdoor power tool and get a free battery plus a $20 gift card. And no matter what space you have, we have a heater for you that's on sale.
Hey, grab me one too.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships is the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Your policy's updated.
Because we know your house is where their dreams begin.
Impressive.
Thanks, Caleb.
And our agents are here to help you feel protected so your family can pursue their dreams. Bundle life and save up to 25% on home and auto. American Family Insurance.
The Smart Start Transfer Career Academy lets you get your associate's degree early, starting in high school.
I graduated my associate's degree on Friday, 2 days before I graduated high school on Sunday.
It allowed me to get way, way ahead.
Having my prerequisites done is going to help me a lot, as I will get to start a year earlier than I would have without it.
It's really easy to make good connections with people that actually care about you. They helped me plan things out in a way that I definitely wouldn't have been able to do on my own. It made it really easy for me.
If you've been in a motor vehicle accident, contact McCleary Law.
There was nowhere to go. We were on a bridge.
All of a sudden, a guy started going over in our lane and hit his head on.
I couldn't even breathe. It was just unbelievable that it even happened.
We needed to get a hold of an attorney, and our first thoughts was to get a hold of Dan McCleary. Everything's pretty easy when you deal with Dan.
He got us way more than we expected to get.
We don't charge anything until we win your case. Call McCleary Law.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports editor Matt Shuckman. We are nearing the bottom of the 9 o'clock hour, which means we only got a short time left to talk playoff football with you here on our airwaves. Remember, you can join us on YouTube, on Facebook Live, on muddyriver.tv, on our website, muddyriversports.com. The show will be archived after we're done tonight. So you can make sure you can come check it out if you didn't have the opportunity to watch us in the first hour, or you missed a segment, or you just want to catch up on what's going on. You can always come back and watch us. Every episode is archived. You can find it at muddyriver.tv. You can find it on our muddyriversports.com site, and you can find it on our YouTube channel. So make sure you check us out. It's been a blast this fall to bring you Muddy Night Lights every Friday night and now Saturday night in the playoffs, because it's been a joy. It's been high school football's been a blast this year, and it's not over. We've got 4 teams left on the Illinois side. We've got multiple teams left on the Missouri side, and next Friday night's going to be next Friday night and Saturday is going to be a ton of fun as we hit round 2 of the Illinois playoffs and the district semifinals in Missouri. And one of the guys who's going to be out running around tracking down all these games is my sidekick, Shane Holsey. What's up, buddy?
What's happening?
How was your trip to Greenfield today?
Fantastic. We were just talking off air. You could not have drawn up a better day for football happenings around the area.
And that football field is in a unique setting.
It is so cool. I love it. And you got the amphitheater seating on the one side. There's a handful of bleachers, but all in all, just bring your lawn chair, find a spot around the field, and it's very cool.
Bring a blanket and sit up on the amphitheater side, and it's pretty neat. It's one of the more unique high school football settings in this area and in this region. And you saw a pretty darn good game.
It was fun.
18-16, Brown County beats Greenfield Northwestern. Gets a little bit of a measure of revenge for its week 1 loss to Greenfield, 6-0 in that game. And I told you this week going in, Brown County was the one team I thought was going to get it done.
And Tom Little said they felt like this was their week.
Yeah,
it felt like this was their day. They didn't feel like they were the underdogs. They knew they had as close as it was week 1, as well as they play defense and how methodical and time-consuming that offense can be. If they score, you're not getting many other chances on the other side to touch the ball.
Well, and again, it comes down late. They have to drive in the fourth quarter. Key 4th down conversion. And I think I don't know who they threw the pass to, but they threw it short.
Matt Boylan,
that's it.
4th and 6. They threw a little screen pass, and there was some confusion before the play. The offensive line didn't know they were supposed to be out there. The offensive line sprinted onto the field.
Oh, wow.
Boylan said he never even heard the cadence. He heard go, and then the ball's coming his direction. He turns around, catches it, makes the guy miss, and gets the first down.
And if he doesn't make that guy miss, game's probably over.
Most likely over. There's about 5-6 minutes left when that happened.
And then Vince Little throws the 14-yard touchdown pass to, was it Tanner Seitz?
Tice Fullerton.
Yeah,
and that was set up by another 4th down conversion. A little bit, it was 4th and 1.
Right.
Fullerton breaks off a 17-yard run, I think it was.
Something like that.
False start penalty sets him back. But then a little corner route. There was a hitch corner, and Boylan was open at about the 3-yard line. He was the one running the hitch.
Okay.
He thought the ball was coming his way, but then he sees it go over his head, and it's right in Fullerton's breadbasket, and the celebration's on. I can only imagine what those kids are experiencing. Back in the playoffs last year after missing out, now you win your first round game. Now you get to go home. Mm-hmm. And anything's possible now, especially the way they play defense. Yes,
I think anything's possible.
And another measure of revenge, it was 5 years ago to the day when they lost to Greenfield Northwestern in the playoffs. You remember that game? Yeah. And Vince Little and Tice Fullerton were ball boys in that game. So they wanted this one. Yeah. Well, a pretty impressive effort for the Hornets. We got more to talk about. We got to pay some bills though. So you want to take a break real quick? You want to stick around for a couple minutes? Let's do it. Awesome. Let's take a break. Let's get to some commercials. When we come back, Shane and I will break down more of the playoff Saturday here on Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm & Home.
I love to shop online, and one thing I'm not going to screw up is a piece of jewelry that I'm going to wear for the rest of my life.
And it's as simple as just being able to see it. Like, just being able to actually physically hold it and see it, that's different than like, oh, look, I'm on the internet. Like, that looks nice, I think.
Trying on rings and seeing different sizes and the different colors, and I just want to be able to touch and feel it and have the experience. having the experience is going to be more important to me than just adding something to a cart and clicking buy now.
There are 3 things that she's going to get asked. How did he propose? How big's the diamond? And where did he get it?
I'm proud to tell my friends that, this is where I got my ring.
I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of a no-brainer.
From your trash to your recycling, you're doing your part. You can trust us to do ours. We're a team of people working hard for you, turning problems into solutions and waste into possibilities. We're Republic Services. We haul it, we recycle it, we convert it, we even electrify it. We work where you work. We live where you live. We are Republic Services.
When you're shopping at the grocery store, do you ever wonder where your beef comes from? Here at Jersey's, we do not. We know all of our beef comes directly from GJY Beef Company in Brown County. We know that these cattle are born and raised right here in our own backyard. So next time that you're looking for a juicy burger, ribeye sandwich, or mouth-watering steak, look no further than GJY Beef Company and Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Cam Point, Illinois.
Sometimes life throws bold moments at you, like finding the perfect vacation or finding the ideal location. At BOS, we're there to help you meet those moments with bold confidence. So whether it's managing money for future plans or getting what you need to start planning your dream, we're here to bring you a better banking experience. Make the bold move and switch to BOS today.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply, breaking down Saturday Illinois high school playoff football action. Shane Holsey, thanks for sticking around.
You betcha.
Obviously, you were at Greenfield today, but you paid attention to what else was going on. Anything jump out at you, surprise you?
Not a whole lot of surprises. I mean, things kind of went, not chalky, but kind of close to what we expected. I mean, Braden Little throwing for 6 touchdowns he just continues to, it seems like, set new records or something every single day.
Just crazy. Over 10,000 career passing yards now.
What is that? About 6 miles?
Yeah.
Some quick mental math.
A lot of guys running a lot of routes.
That's so many yards. It's hard to fathom. It's
second most in IHSA history. Still got a shot at getting to number 1 before the season's done, depending on how far they go in the playoffs. And he'll be back at home next Friday night. Again, 7 p.m. Friday night, Flynn Stadium, Moline against Quincy, round 2 of the Class 7A playoffs. We know that. It's set. So I got to adjust some plans that we had for coverage of things. But it will free us up to do some things on Saturday as well, which should be fun. And I know you had the opportunity to talk with Paul Cyphers, the Highland softball coach, and some of their players. We'll have story and photos coming up soon at MuddyRiverSports.com. But a state champion.
It's been quite a fall for Highland athletics, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. And I was able to touch base with Coach Cyphers. We will be doing a championship celebration shuck on a truck.
As you should.
So I don't know when exactly, but probably in the next day or two. He's all for it. And we've kind of done that with teams that get a trophy. We've done the team shuck on a truck celebration. And I leave it up to the team. Because, some kids are, okay, whatever, let's move on. I haven't had anybody say they don't want to do it now.
No. So, these girls are excited.
So it should be fun. It's been a great fall so far. And we got to start talking basketball soon because the college basketball scene is here. The prep basketball scene will be on us Monday. Illinois high school girls start practice, and I believe they start practice in Missouri on Monday as well. And then another week till the boys start in Illinois. But
it's time to hit the hardwood.
We're only a couple weeks away from having high school basketball games.
Exciting stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. So you got a lot of work to do.
I do.
You better get back to work.
I better do it.
Thanks for taking the time to chat with us. I'm going to take another break, and then I'm going to give out the Starry Star of the Night. And I think we got some pretty interesting candidates.
We do.
So stick around. Starry Star of the Night coming up. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships is the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Muddy Night Lights is also brought to you by Town & Country Inn and Nationwide Transportation.
The Smart Start Transfer Career Academy lets you get your associate's degree early, starting in high school.
I graduated my associate's degree on Friday, 2 days before I graduated high school on Sunday.
It allowed me to get way, way ahead.
Having my prerequisites done is going to help me a lot, as I will get to start a year earlier than I would have without it.
It's really easy to make good connections with people that actually care about you. They helped me plan things out in a way that I definitely wouldn't have been able to do on my own. It made it really easy for me.
I love to shop online, and one thing I'm not going to screw up is a piece of jewelry that I'm going to wear for the rest of my life.
And it's as simple as just being able to see it. Like, just being able to actually physically hold it and see it. That's different than like, oh, look, I'm on the internet. Like, that looks nice, I think.
Trying on rings and seeing different sizes and the different colors, and I just want to be able to touch and feel it and have the experience. Having the experience is going to be more important to me than just adding something to a cart and clicking buy now.
There are 3 things that she's going to get asked. How did he propose? How big's the diamond? And where did he get it?
I'm proud to tell my friends that, this is where I got my ring.
I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of a no-brainer.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm & Home Supply. Can't believe we're almost to the end of a football playoff Saturday. It's been a great day. Great weather, great football, a lot of intrigue, a lot of great opportunities to chat with coaches and fans and student athletes today, which has been a blast. And we're only just begun. We've got 4 more Illinois playoff games next Saturday, all at home. We've got 3 in Adams County, 1 in Brown County. Should be a blast next weekend. We've got the Missouri districts coming up next weekend. District semifinals taking place. So we'll have reporters at those games. We've got volleyball coming up this week. We've got a ton of action going on. College basketball gets kicking. I know Culver Stockton and John Wood both got their college basketball seasons off to a start this weekend. Quincy University jumps into the fray next week. So we'll see the debut of Brad Hoyt as the KU men's coach. And then Quincy University football team looking to win 5 games in the GLVC slate for the first time ever. Picked up their 4th GLVC win today, beating William Jewell 24-20 in the Battle of the Birds. So they win a trophy game for the 2nd time this year. Pretty good stuff in Jason Kilday's first year as head coach. So a lot going on, a lot to be excited about. That Quincy Moline game's got me fired up. I'm ready for next Friday night. Again, 7 o'clock, Friday night, Flynn Stadium, round 2 of the Class 7A playoffs. Moline comes to Quincy for a Western Big Six Conference rematch. Can't wait. Going to be a blast. Can't wait to be out at Flynn Stadium. Really looking forward to that. Looking forward to all the games next weekend. And the cool thing about it is we've got people that want to highlight what our student athletes accomplish, which involves Refreshment Services Pepsi sponsoring the Starry Star of the Night. And I went back and looked at what took place on Friday night with the Missouri schools a lot of really good efforts, across the board. Wyatt DeGrave, 3 touchdown passes from Monroe City. Quincy Mayfield had a big night. You had really good things from Hannibal, from Waylon Anders and Carter Reed, and Mike Ferreira, and just a lot of really, really good efforts on Friday night on the Missouri side. Today, you saw Braden Little set a Class 7A playoff record, single-game playoff record with 6 touchdown passes. Really great effort defensively from the Blue Devils. Held Summit Argo to negative total yards through 2.5 quarters before kind of liberally subbing and getting a running clock going. You had Vince Little throw a game-winning touchdown pass to Tice Fullerton. You had big plays up and down the line for Brown County. Elijah Gennebacher, Nate Peters with some big numbers for Camp Point Central. But I think we got to go out to Quincy Notre Dame for the starry star of the night. Senior linebacker Talon Scott, 19 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, a sack, and I believe a forced fumble. We're going to double check that. Can't remember if it was a forced fumble or a fumble recovery. But Talon Scott just all over the field in a 49-6 victory over Flora in the first round of the Class 2A state playoffs. The kid he owns the single season record for tackles at Quincy Notre Dame. He owns the career record for tackles at Quincy Notre Dame. And again, a huge effort in the first round of the playoffs. They're going to need him to continue to put together efforts similar to this as they move forward, because the Raiders have a legit shot at playing Thanksgiving weekend at Hancock Stadium in Normal at Illinois State University if they can continue to do things defensively the way they have. And it all starts with Talon Scott at middle linebacker. 19 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, a sack, and I believe it was either a forced fumble or a fumble recovery. I'm trying to go through my notes here real quick, trying to find that. But, wow, what a day for Talon Scott. Just incredible effort all around. It was a forced fumble. So, Talon Scott, our starry star of the night, presented by Refreshment Services Pepsi. He's the 10th one to win it. It's the first time we've had a player from the same school win it. So 9 different schools represented in 10 weeks here. Proud of that. Proud that we've been able to spread the love and do some really nice things on there. And it was a forced fumble on the sack, as defensive coordinator Ben Morrison has just reminded me. Gotta love it when he pays attention and fills me in, because he knows those kids as well as anybody. And does a great job with that defense. And that's one of the reasons that defense is so good, because they're led by a good man. So, again, coming up next week, the Raiders move on. They will be at home next Saturday at 2 o'clock. So a lot to look forward to there. And hopefully I'll get to be out at Advanced Physical Therapy Field. We'll see where the road takes me. I was there for a little bit today. I was at Flint Stadium today. I was at QU Stadium today. For the trifecta of Quincy football. It was a blast. Today was a great day. And Muddy Night Lights has been a lot of fun tonight. We got one more segment. We want to get you caught up on all the scores and the brackets and all the playoff happenings. So make sure you stick around for one more segment of Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Simply free checking with First Bankers Trust. No monthly fees and easy digital banking. Plus, show your school spirit with a Quincy Notre Dame Raiders Spirit Card. Get yours today and proudly support the QND Raiders all season long. Go Raiders!
Well, we might be able to give you some of that happiness because it's no tax weekend at your local Farm Home Supply this Friday through Sunday. That's right, pay no sales tax on your entire purchase.
Safety for your home, security for your family, communication for your business. Rely on locally owned United Systems to keep you connected. Contact us today for more information. United Systems.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
My name is Jamie Kincaid, and we own Sterling Tax Service. I am a retired fireman. We came to Edwards Group originally to figure out where we were with our estate. For us, it was peace of mind that our daughter wouldn't have to try and figure out what was going on, because it would be impossible for her. It's an easy process. You get off the fence and do it, because you will appreciate it later.
Call Edwards Group today to schedule your path to peace of mind.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
Safety for your home, security for your family, communication for your business. Rely on locally owned United Systems to keep you connected. Contact us today for more information. United Systems.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman. Thank you for sticking with us for the last 2 hours, or roughly 2 hours, and for the last 10 weeks. Muddy Night Lights has been an absolute blast to bring you a breakdown of high school football every Friday night, this week Saturday night. Couldn't have got this started without all our great sponsors, up and down the line, and all our great fans, all our listeners and viewers. It's been a hit. It's been fun to bring it to you. It's been fun to get the coaches involved, get the players involved. We've had players on the United Systems hotline as well as coaches. We've had visitors here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio, and we're not done. You know, we'll see what the rest of the playoffs brings. I don't know if we'll bring you a 2-hour show any of the following weeks when it comes to Muddy Night Lights, but we will have updates. We will have complete coverage of the playoffs, and we'll see where we head down the road. You know, maybe basketball comes, maybe Muddy Night Hoops is our next venture. We'll see. We'll see what happens here over the next month and a half, 2 months to where things go. But really just honored to be trusted by our sports-loving communities to bring you Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. Sitting here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio every Friday night has been a joy. I love being out at the games. I absolutely do. And when we started this venture, I wondered how much I would miss it, and I did miss it. There's no doubt about it. But getting to go out to games before coming in here, getting to interact with the coaches and players has been special. And doing the show has been unique. It's been challenging. It's been fun. And it's been football, which is great. I love talking football, always will love talking football, especially with you, our fans. So if you see me out and about and want to talk football, hit me up. If you see me sitting on the tailgate of the truck, jump on. You can sit on the tailgate of Shuck on a Truck anytime. Got a great Toyota Tundra brought to you by Schottenkirk Toyota right now. So if you see me out and about at games, and you will, make sure to come over and say hi and talk some football with us. Before we head out for the night, we want to go through the playoff scoreboard presented by Schottenkirk Toyota one last time. Starting in Class 7A with first-round matchups, Quincy High School with a 49-7 victory over Summit Argo. Quincy High School will take on Moline next Friday night at 7 o'clock. Moline beat Addison Trail 38-13. On the other side of the bracket, Willowbrook beat Rockton Hononegah 40-21, and Chicago St. Rita beat Rockford Guilford 45-3. That's your 7A bracket in which Quincy plays. Now into the Class 2A first round in the southern part of the bracket. Quincy Notre Dame over Flora 49-6. Arthur and Lovington, Atwood, Hammond, and about 7 other hyphens beats North Mac 54-32. Moreau, Forsyth 49, Decatur St. Teresa 13. Chester over Westville 40-35. Quincy Notre Dame will play Arthur Lovington, Atwood, Hammond next Saturday at 2 o'clock at Advanced Physical Therapy Field. Also in Class 2A in the northern bracket, Chicago Christian knocks out Illini West 53-16. The Chargers end their season with a 6-4 record. Downs Tri-Valley over Bloomington Central Catholic 42-38. Bismarck Henning over Erie Prophetstown 14-6. And Seneca over El Paso Gridley 39-23 in that quadrant of the northern bracket. In Class 1A, Camp Point Central begins its title defense with a 34-6 victory over Nokomis. Toledo Cumberland takes down Tuscola 26-6. Toledo Cumberland will come to Camp Point next Saturday at 2 o'clock for a second round Class 1A matchup. Calhoun over Moweaqua Central A&M 38-7. Cesar Villiers over Bridgeport Red Hill 30-6. That takes care of that quadrant in the southern half of the Class 1A bracket. Now the other quadrant in the southern half gets kick-started with Brown County beating Greenfield Northwestern 18-16. Casey Westfield over Jacksonville Route 39-21. Belleville Altoff 60-0 over Dupo. Carrollton 44, Winchester West Central 8. Casey Westfield will go to Brown County next Saturday at 2 o'clock. The Hornets are 6-4 after the first round playoff victory. And so by winning at Greenfield Northwestern, they earned themselves a second round playoff game at home. The Sting squad, Rick Kunkel and the boys, they're going to have everything ready to go. It's going to be a beautiful sight next Saturday, even if there are showers in the forecast. Brown County does it right when it comes to home games, and that field will be pristine. It'll be ready, and the green and white will be waving big time in Mount Sterling. In Class 4A, Murfreesboro takes down Macomb 56-33. The Bombers finished their season with a 7-3 record. It's the third time in the last 4 years Murfreesboro has knocked Macomb out of the playoffs. Breese Central beats Harrisburg 42-7. Peoria Notre Dame outlasts Rochester 59-58. And Mount Zion beats Carterville 42-21. That's your Class 4A quadrant in the South. Again, Macomb finishes with a 7-3 record. In Missouri, these are Friday night games that took place. Class 2 District 7, Monroe City over Highland 54-14. Clark County over Palmyra 26-22. Macon over Mark Twain 37-0. Top-seeded South Shelby had a bye. Monroe City will face Clark County, and next Friday's district semifinals, Macon will go to South Shelby. In Class 4 District 5, Hannibal opens with a 50-14 victory over Wentzville Holt. Mexico over Kirksville 21-14 in 2 overtimes. Osage over Fort Zumwalt South 50-16. Top-seeded Warrenton had the bye. Warrenton takes on Osage in the district semifinals next Friday, while Hannibal plays host to Mexico at Porter Stadium. That's Class 4 District 5. That is your first weekend of playoff football action. Again, we've got a lot of games coming up next weekend. We've got 4 Illinois teams left. All 4 are at home, 3 on Saturday, 1 on Friday night. We got Missouri District action on Friday night. So we're going to be all over the place chasing down scores, chasing down stories, chasing down photos, chasing down all the coverage that you've come to love from MuddyRiverSports.com. And we hope you've enjoyed Muddy Night Lights. This will be our last full show of the fall. We'll give you updates throughout the rest of the playoffs. And who knows, we might be back with a basketball show come the first of the year. We'll see how things go. But I can't thank all of our sponsors enough for everything they've done to get us off the ground and get this running. And thank you for watching, listening, chiming in, paying attention. High school football at its best here in the West Central Illinois and Northeast Missouri, and couldn't ask for anything more than the last 10 weeks of Muddy Night Lights. So thank you very much for our final episode of Muddy Night Lights for this fall. I'm Muddy River Sports editor Matt Shuckman. Enjoy the rest of the playoffs. This has been Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.